Oh, Red Faction. So, guess what? We got what looks to be the blog post from the Bungie team. This is what we were waiting for. This is a big thing. This will kind of let us know what the next year of this game is going to be. Now, before we start reading it, and there's a lot of stuff to read, um, so I'm going to need something. There we go. I got it. Um, let's just talk about what 10 years of Destiny means, well, to me. When I, and I'll probably make a separate thing, kind of really going in depth, but for me, 10 years of Destiny, which is weird because when this game came out, I was in my last year of high school. Um, Destiny came out, I, just had, no idea this game was coming out. I didn't see a lot of things on it. um, it wasn't until 2015 that I got to experience Destiny for the first time, and by that time, the Taken King stuff was already out. So like a year later, here's the stuff for the Taken King. Like, huh? So I played it and everything. I did my stuff. I was solo because my only other experience with like a online s game where there was other people was um, GTA 5 online. This is back on like PS3 days. It's weird to think there's been two whole PlayStation consoles between when this game came out and when we initially started playing it. But regardless, um, 10 years. So, let's read it. Today marks the 10-year anniversary of Destiny. We set out in 2014 to do something new and different for our studio. We conquered the Witness, looted dungeons, ascended to the lighthouse, and more. Ascended to the lighthouse, granted, the game gave you a balanced team. Looted dungeons. The dungeons have always been my favorite part. It's just I wish I could do more. My schedule says, no, you can't. Now we look to the future. What does this future hold for us? Both as gamers, content creators, casuals, and the diehard sweats. I'm looking at some of you. We're plotting our course to the stars through codename Frontiers. We closed the door with the final shape, but we were open a new one, a weird one, an exciting one that takes Destiny to places it's never been before. We're building this future now, and are excited to share with you the first glimpse of it today. So, this is how it's going to work. In Codename Frontiers, which is looking like it launches next year, we're getting 2 expansions per year. This kind of seems like how the model was before. Like Warmind came out back in what, like 2018? Yeah, it was around 2018. And Curse of Osiris had dropped. Here came Warmind, and literally like a couple months later, here's Forsaken. You did all your stuff for Forsaken, and that's when I think they went to more of the yearly ones. I don't know. I could be mistaken. I mean, I just know like I was doing a lot of stuff in there before Warmind dropped, and when I did it, I just grinded Warmind like crazy, and then came Forsaken. Um, so yeah, we're getting 2 expansions, And it seems like there's going to be two major updates going forward. So two episodes, and then the winter one will come out, and then you have the winter and the spring, and then here comes the summer update, which will probably be a new expansion. So the expansion will have new stories, new locations, new missions, new weapons, new gears, new raids, and new dungeons. The seasonal update will be new and reprised activities, new gear and artifact mods, new modifiers and challenges, and a new sandbox meta. So that's where these are going to come in. So this one will get, new sandbox stuff, new events, reward pass, exotic weapon and ornament, legendary weapon and ornaments, gear upgrade resources, cosmetics, and more. Okay. This roadmap lays out our plan for year 11 and beyond, with some exciting changes to our annual model. 2 expansions per year, 4 major updates of free content every year. So yeah, these are the expansions that you can pay for to get the new stories, locations, missions, weapons, gear, whatever, all that other stuff. The seasonal stuff, so like if you don't want to do the expansion, which, I mean, okay, there's going to be free ones that are going to be available for you, and the reward pass will include that. Over the next few months, we'll be sharing more info with you on Codename Frontiers, which we're describing as main innovations coming to Destiny over the next few years, starting with our first new expansion, Codename Apollo. We have several Devil Insight deep dives going live today, and we'll continue to add more to this list over the weeks and months to come. Today, we also have Tyson Green, the game director of Destiny 2, and Allison Lures, the Destiny 2 narrative director, diving through our plans for Destiny 2. Our goal is to be more transparent in our communications with you. This means sharing our work more frequently, even if you see our mistakes and false starts along the way. So please remember that our roadmap and plans are subject to change as we get deeper into development. Ultimately, this is your game too. We want you to see how it is made and why. If you take nothing away from this, it should be this. We are excited for Destiny to change and improve in ways that will allow us to keep evolving in the future. So below you'll find a list of dev deep dives and various innovations coming with Codename Frontiers. We'll be building upon this section over the next few months with this breakdown, features, and changes coming to Destiny 2. So let's go through. Before we continue on with this, let's go through these. Okay. Welcome to one of the many developer insight articles for Codename Frontiers. Over the weeks and months to come, we'll be covering, different topics and changes, okay? Paving the new path for more information of our plans, and then always update listing these articles that are published. Let's talk about the core game activities. The core game of Destiny 2 has always been available ritual activity offering from ranging from strikes, crucible to events. I didn't even mention Gambit, but okay. Going forward, an even wider range of core game activities will provide more variety, deeper mystery, and better rewards through the introduction of challenging customization. The too long didn't read. Core game activities will feature a wider variety of new and updated activities across many types, with an updated selection every major update. So every, start of, the new season, technically, like fall, winter, spring, summer. Well, that, there'll be that. Challenge customization will provide a way to adjust activity for better rewards and okay. The new portal screen allows for quick access to the core game activities, making it easier to find what you want to play. The problem. In the past releases, all attention was relatively small offering of the newly introduced seasonal activities, most often with a narrow range of difficulties options, if any. Rewards and objectives are all focused on a purposeful way to play these activities to the exclusion of most others. As a result, the ritual game quickly became stale and exhausted of worthwhile rewards, and any further pursuit requires a pretty deep knowledge of Destiny or online guides to find a worthwhile rewards in older activities. The core game activities, for those the solution, the core game activities access to the new portal screen and are together a selection of several dozen new and updated activities that tie into the current seasonal theme and gameplay meta. This selection is updated every major update and includes the current expansion and any running events. Each mock-up is subject to change. For more information about Portal, please check out the deep dive, which will be right there. These activities cover a wide variety of activity types, from strikes to dungeons to Crucible, and are organized in categories with similar fireteam requirements. I'm already feeling that this is their way of saying we realize that no one plays Gambit, so we're gonna make it so like you don't have to go to the destinations. You can go right into all this. Challenge customization. The major change to the core game activities is that they all support deeper personal mystery and corresponding deep reward offering. We'll start with the PvE activities, then dive into Crucible and PvP, with each present unique challenges. All of the PvE activities will now support robust challenge customization, exposed as the new options alongside the difficulty. Oh, okay, so let's see. You can select the different modes: Advanced, Advanced 4, Expert, Expert 1, Expert 2, Master. Gameplay. It seems like they're going to allow you to do I want the weapon, a random legendary engram, or upgrade mods. And it seems like so the further you go down, so like you select Expert 1, okay. The rule there, the gameplay will be that, and this will be your rewards. If you do Expert 3, you have a better chance of getting some of these rewards. Okay. So it's kind of telling you, oh, so it's not like how it is now, where you have to make sure you do like just about everything to get forward. This is like telling you that you're more likely to get, a weapon, and they're using Waking Vigil, it seems like, as their mock-up, to get these. So it seems that so this is Expert 1. Gameplay, this will be your rewards. Expert 2 will be this. Expert 3 adds the power, and I think when you go with this one, the enemy power is also increased a little bit more, and the scoring is added. Work in progress mockup subject to change. Challenge customization gives you the ability to select and activate challenge modifiers, which affect the activity you're launching. These challenges may vary. Introduce new enemy combatant abilities to increase their threat. Introduce new combat challenges that change how you play. Provide incentives to changing up your build crafting. Raise the power target for the activity globally, increasing the difficulty. As a player, you'll first be able to select a base difficulty such as Expert or Grandmaster. These difficulties will set some base difficulty tuning and power target, but more importantly, it will determine how many challenge modifiers you can add on. In some cases, which challenge modifiers are available, higher difficulty means more challenging modifiers to slot, and a wider variety to choose from. Rising to the right level of challenge can make any activity not only more fun to play, but more rewarding too. All core game activities will support reward weighting, which is a combined teamed and personal score that determines the amount and quality of rewards obtained at the end of the activity. Reward weighting is increased by playing the difficulty at a higher base, applying challenge modifiers which have individual bonuses to reward weighting, having personal bonuses from sources like power, artifact, or buffs. Here's how reward rating works. As a team, you'll earn a team rating over the activity determined on per activity basis. Sometimes it will resemble the existing system like Nightfall score, but the new activity types can have their own way to determine team rating. This outcome will be shared by all members of the team and will always try to mitigate competition between teammates for things like scoring kills or specific setups. At the end of the activity, your team rating is multiplied by the personal bonuses you may have. This final multiplied value is your reward rating, and this value is used to determine the quality and quantity of your rewards. Reward weighting is used to determine things like the quality of tier weapons and armors that drop, or the quantity of useful consumables like enhancement prisms or ascendant shards. In this way, you can select any core game mode activity, use your skill, and build to take out more and more challenging versions of it, and earn higher and higher tier rewards. So basically, what they're saying is, when you do like a Nightfall now, and you have to get to like a certain score to get like the good loot. Now, it seems like if there's like, if you're doing, a team thing, like you're in a fire team and you do this on this higher difficulty, okay, you'll get the score for the base activity, but then any like extra stuff you have, like that you put modifiers into for yourself, they will then be multiplying those things to that. Except Crucible. Crucible is such a unique challenge because you cannot simply add challenge modifiers or use the score of the match as a team rating. This is a tricky problem that we're still working out. Working through options like factoring matchmaking ratings or leveraging existing progression, but each preset presents unique challenges to our end goal, ensuring that Crucible offers our PvP players a fair and complete path to high tier weapons and armor. We'll be excited to share a solution once we have one nailed down. I can't wait to see how people expect the Crucible ones. In fact, what about expansion activities? Expansion activities such as story missions or destination activities present some unique challenges in how they relate to power in changing seasons. Our intended outcome is that expansion content is always a great way to start off a season and will have a path to high tier weapons and armor. But that progress via the core game activities will be a part of that path. Raids and dungeons released with all expansions still represent the pinnacle challenge for our players and will have their own paths to the highest tier weapons and armor. Are old activities going away? No, except for some seasonal activities that are normally removed at the end of the year. Older activities will remain available from the destination map just as they are today. Over time, it is our intention to clean up and retire some older activity offerings that are well served by the portal, such as Vanguard Ops. These have a lot of ties to existing content, though, and will need to be moved over gradually. How does matchmaking work through the challenge customization? For activities that support matchmaking, like those in Fireteam Ops, matchmaking will be available for preset difficulties, but using challenge customization to enable different challenge modifiers will disable matchmaking. While Fireteam Finder may be a good way to pick up and select there, we intend for to feature higher challenge options on a daily rotation. In activities with active bonus rewards, these activities should have a concentrated enough population to ensure that matchmaking can do a good job setting up good matches with solid connections. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Core game, the rewards. Welcome to one of the many developer insight articles for Coding Frontiers, blah 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 blah. Here we go. Now let's talk about the core game, rewards. Core game expansion and event activities will feature a reworked reward offering that provides a deeper reward chase across a wider range of activities. Weapons and armor will be available in a deeper range of quality across a wider range of activities. Core game activities will have dedicated reward pools for different categories of activities. Gear will be labeled new gear during the season as it's introduced and easily recognized and build craft around. In past Destiny seasons, only a narrow range of activities received updated rewards, leading to a narrow selection of activities worth playing. These reward pools tended to not be very deep either, and most chases bottomed out with a weapon perk rolls or crafting recipes, and armor didn't matter that much. These problems resulted in a shallow, unsatisfying grinds in a tiny subset of activities actually available to play, with their best rewards being a matter of luck rather than skill or mastery. So, solution: weapon and armor tiers. Legendary weapons and armor will be available in a deeper range of quality tiers that layer on properties like stat bonuses, enhanced perks, and other benefits. For weapons, these are similar to how adept weapons upgrade the baseline legendary. The baseline tier of legendary weapons and armor will be the equivalent to the current day legendaries, with higher tiers generally equivalent to adept weapons in terms of upgrade. So, this is just a mock up, okay? Early mock subject to change. These higher tier weapons and armor will be available from a full range of core game activities as rewards for higher challenge tiers and mastery of those things. Reward pools are complete sets of weapons and armor that is available as rewards from one or more activities. Some weapons are shared across multiple pools, but the majority of the weapons and armor are all unique to a single pool. A typical pool is full of armor set for each class and enough weapons to provide multiple options for each weapon slot. All these rewards are available at tiers, so each reward pool is deep and supports a range of challenge in the activity that they are associated with. The major core game reward pools will be updated in every major update and will be core PvE, rewards shared among more accessible PvE activities like strikes. Core PvP, awards shared among more accessible PvP activities like Crucible. Pinnacle PvE will be doing things like dungeons. Pinnacle PvP will be rewards for things like trials. I feel like PvE would be like dungeons, raids, the exotic missions, if they give us any anymore. Trials, comp, who knows, maybe they'll add something else. Every expansion will contain 2 full reward pools. Expansion story rewards shared among missions, exploration, or other activities in the expansion's content. Expansion dungeon and raid. So the raid you get will have its rewards in the same way with the dungeons. In addition to the bulk pool, some activities like events may have additions exclusive to that activity, such as individual weapons or armor. Well, we already know that you could only get, something like something new if you did Solstice, which was just like bow centric, really. Okay. New gear will be a blanket category for all the weapons and armor newly introduced in the current season, regardless of its source. New gear will receive a special visual treatment to help players identify which weapons or armor sets are new, which may therefore benefit from things like artifact bonuses. Some artifact bonuses previously applied to specific perks, such as weapon origins traits, will now be pointed towards the wider category of new gear instead. This should provide a more and clearer build craft options and makes for some shorter tooltips in the artifact. New gear may be required in specific optional activities where players are looking for a level playing field. Example, a Crucible playlist option for players who want to play with and against the newly introduced gear. Seasonal events center on posting high scores in specific activities. Does new gear mean old gear is being sunset? No, not at all. Existing gear remains unchanged and ready for use in any activity except those set aside for experimenting with new gear. It can be infused to achieve the same power as any newly introduced gear. The only specific advantage to using new gear will be some artifact synergies comparable to origin trait upgrades found in the existing artifact. So, is that basically like saying, they're going to make it so like if you're in a seasonal activity and you want a better bonus, well, you better make sure you start using some of the seasonal activity armor that you get, because it will have artifact synergy. Can I still obtain old gear? Absolutely. Exclusive gear will remain available for older activities such as raids, dungeons, or destinations. What's happening with weapon crafting? Weapon crafting is not going away and will continue to be a way to craft a specific role of a weapon. Our intent for crafting going forward will provide a catch-up mechanism for roles you weren't able to nab from the original sources. This may not be because the source is no longer available or was gated by lockouts when it was, but ultimately we want crafting to support the weapons chase and not replace it. We'll follow up with more details in a future article. Okay, let's check out Portal before we go back to the big one. Let's talk about Portal. Portal is the developer name only. Will be an easier and modernized way to browse and launch core game activities. It will offer a varied selection of new and updated activities across a wide range of activity types. The portal will offer several categories of activities, each with a wide selection of new and updated activities, refreshed every 3 months with each major update. All activities in the portal will provide updated and worthwhile rewards, so it'll be easy to find something to play. The destination map will be cleaned up and focus on world navigation and accessing older activities. So, destinations, like we see here, they sell destinations. This is just if you want to go to a specific area now. So it seems like, you do solo ops. It's if you want to do, like, stuff solo. Fire team ops, you go in there, you do, like, an activity, whatever, there you go. Pinnacle ops, this will be selecting things like trials, maybe some dungeons and all that, raids. Crucible, just the Crucible, and then if there's an event, there's that. And you can hit up if you want to look at all the activities. You can launch a tower here, and then Apollo. Well, this is to go to, like, a new area. Watch us have to go to fucking let's just actually go to Saturn. The problem. The destination map, also called the Director, is Destiny's venerable activity browsing selection screen. Over the years, it has grown to be very unwieldy and making it hard to find specifically what's current and worthwhile to play, and requiring ever more expert knowledge to navigate what you're looking for. Even current players can have difficulty finding a new activity, while the new returning players have even greater trouble. So, oh, okay. This goes into more of it. Okay. I need to drink some more. The emphasis of this redesign is a quick and clean access to a wider offering of activities with updated rewards, as well as the quick access to the current expansion or event content. Activities will be grouped into categories, more on these below, that will expand to present up a few dozen activities for each. Every activity will be available to launch from the portal, will feature updated rewards every season and present a viable path to the highest tier weapons and armor available. Our intent is for most activity launching in season 2 occur from the portal, and any chase you make will be the path for worthwhile rewards. Okay, solo ops. 1 to 3 player activities requiring very low time or social commitments. These activities are designed for solo players, yet are still fun with the fire team, and are easy to pick up and play for a quick session. Solo ops will feature a new activity type, which will get a deep dive soon. Fire team ops. 3-player activities for match-made or pre-made groups, designed for fire teams with more cooperation and coordination. This will include things like Strike, Onslaught, the Coil, and new types in the future. Fire team ops. 6-player activities for match-made or pre-made groups planned for a future season. This category will be introduced later next year, and it will feature a more chaotic 6-player combat like offensives. Or, like how it used to be, where we had like 6-player activities. Pinnacle. 3-player activities featuring some more challenging content, including dungeons, exotic missions, and full-length onslaughts. Pinnacle House will have an exclusive reward pool to claim, but success is not guaranteed. Crucible. A selection of core Crucible playlists for solo players and fire teams, providing an opportunity to test your mettle against other Guardians. An exclusive reward pool will be available to claim with the same depth of tier as other categories. In addition to the above categories, the portal will provide direct access to the current expansion activities as well as the current running events like Iron Banner or Festival of Lost. So, if Iron Banner is running like during the same week as like the season, like the event for that year, you can go here, be like, "Oh, I want to do the event. What do you want to do? Do you want to do Haunt the Lost sectors, or do you want to do the Iron Banner?" Objective streamlining. This new pro system will host consolidated and streamlined side objectives like bounties or seasonal challenges. That aspect of the redesign is still in work in progress, but the primary goal is to greatly reduce the chores that need to be done before diving into an activity. We'll be sharing more about this change later in the year. Bonus rewards. Every day, several activities in each category will have bonus rewards added to their standard offering. These bonus rewards will include things like a specific weapon, specific armor sets, currencies, like enhancement materials or strange coins. The bonus reward is guaranteed on the first daily clear and available at a higher drop rate on future clears. Activities with bonus rewards will be sorted to the top and easy to find, so that you can quickly scan what's available and decide if there are any worth chasing. For matchmaking activities, they will also be offering matchmaking at a wider range of difficulty options. More on this in the game awards. I see something and I'm gonna fucking tear into it. Are old activities going away? No. Except for some seasonal activities that are normally removed at the end of the year, older will be remaining. Over the time, our intention is to clean up some older activity offerings that will be served by portal like Vanguard Ops. What about Gambit? Yeah, Bungie. What about Gambit? Huh? You wanna tell us exactly what the hell you have planned doing? Gambit will remain available from the destination map, but will not be rolled into the portal categories at the start of next year. We're still figuring out what to do with this beloved game mode. It's not beloved. You hate it. And we have some ideas ranging from closer integration into the Crucible category to standalone events that feature it. Yeah, events that feature it? You're not going to do that. No, why would you? Because then people would have to play it. With how your model's rolled out, it's like, yeah, 1 to 3 players, okay, cool. 6 players, yeah, okay. Crucible, yeah, okay. Higher tier stuff, great. Gambit, we don't know. And you say beloved game mode? You mean the game mode that you've basically have all but retired? We were just like, yeah, we really liked Gambit when we first introduced it. But ever since Beyond Light, it's been dog shit. Oh, we tried to change it and make it more interesting. Yeah, and then you just made it worse. Will raids and dungeons be in the portal? Dungeon content will be featured in the Pinnacle Ops category, with some alterations to support challenge customization and reward rating. Raid content will not initially be present in portal categories. The long clear times combined with wide variation of experiences present some unique challenges that we're still working on. However, we are excited to get this into the portal offering in the future. When you call Gambit your beloved game mode, but you really don't care about it, like, well, we don't know what to do. We don't know if we want to put like more of the stuff for like standalone events, or if we want to have it be like a part of, the Crucible. I'm like, make Gambit have a challenge where you could basically make it be like how it is in the Crucible, but have it be its own thing where it has a specific meta to it. The issue right now that exists in Gambit is it's not about how fast and how coordinated your team are. It's about, can you get an invasion portal and use a broken weapon, or a weapon where you can just put 50 bullets into someone at one time or just one shot them? It's not fun anymore. Can you put Gambit back to what it was during Season of the Arrivals? Can you give us good rewards like we had during Joker's Wild and during frickin' season of arrivals before you decide to gut it? Can we have more than just one game mode that we play to death? There's a lot of stuff you can do with Gambit, but you decide to kind of go, we're going to wait on it. We're going to see. We're going to call it our beloved game mode, but it's not your beloved game mode. If it was your beloved game mode, you would do more to it than just kind of wait for every 2 years for people to finally get tired of it and then go, oh, yeah, no, we like it. It's a beloved game mode. Yeah, for the people that are tired of going to PvP and getting their shit stomped by people using the broken shit that you take months to fix, or when they want to do PvE but they get bored because they either get people that just speed run through everything, don't care about any of the stuff, and just kind of make you go sit there like, oh, well, I move kind of slow. I give us something in Gambit that makes playing it more rewarding than just some simple getting a bounty done, or getting your Pathfinder stuff done, or, well, this event challenge has me going to Gambit. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go to the other thing. Because you always give them an option. It's either this or this. More people are going to do the other thing. Because in Gambit, it's just not fun. And with you taking away the freelance option, you made it so the possibility of playing against higher teams is more likely. Good Lord. This is going to be a long one. Our vision for the future of Destiny 2. Tyson Green. My name is Tyson, and I'm the game director for Destiny 2. And I'm excited to speak to you today about our team's vision for Destiny. First and foremost, we all still love Destiny. It is a unique and challenging game, both for you and for us. I've personally been working on Destiny for 15 years, and it excites me creatively. There are not many games that I could say that about, but at the same time, we recognize that this game has become too rigid. Expansions started to feel too formulaic and are over too quickly with very little replay time. Seasons and episodes are getting bigger, but can still feel like you're going through the motions. We believe it's time for Destiny to change and evolve, and that our community wants this game to grow and innovate too, and to that, we need to start breaking some of the molds. Okay, so annual expansions. We're going to start with annual expansions. We love creating annual expansions that are especially proud of the final shape. But the truth is that they dominate almost all of our development effort. We need to free ourselves up to explore and innovate how we deliver Destiny 2 content, so we can invest in areas of the game that will feel more impactful to the players. Starting next year, instead of one big expansion, we are going to deliver 2 medium-sized expansions, one every 6 months. Like you did before. Each of these will depart from the one-shot campaign structure, where we're essentially unchanged since Shadowkeep, and will each have an opportunity to explore a new, exciting format instead. We are excited to try things out that challenge your idea of what a Destiny experience can be, and we are actively prototyping non-linear campaigns, exploration experiences similar to the Dreaming City, or Metro de what? Okay, that's the name. Jesus. And even more unusual formats like roguelites or survival shooters. Each expansion will present a new opportunity to try something different. Departing from the one-shot campaign doesn't mean that we're turning away from great storytelling. Going forward, we want to return the mystery and wonder that was woven into the fabric of early Destiny. When the story felt ripe with possibilities and epic sensation of exploration and discovery. Great stories are as important as ever in the creative vision, and Allison will touch more on that below. Seasons. With the change to 2 expansions per year, our seasonal model will be changing as well. Instead of 3 episodes, we'll have 4 we will be building 4 major updates per year, one every 3 months. Each expansion will launch alongside a major update at the start of the season. Then a second major update will follow 3 months later to refresh the core game with new and reprised content. So for activities, strikes, exotic missions, or entirely new modes like Onslaught. Yeah, they're going to just give us Onslaught, but with newer areas to go to. Weapons, all that stuff. New weekly events. Wow, weekly events. Surprising. New features, combat meta, and balance updates. So yeah. Unless they ultimately need to push something out, there's not going to be that many updates. So, like, unless the combat meta completely shakes things up, there's not going to be that many balance updates. Well, we're going to get one, like, every 3 months. With the start of the major update, the big seasonal resets will still happen, but not twice a year, alongside the expansions. Each update will be substantially refreshed of the core game, bringing new activities and reward content. We're also excited to announce that, like Destiny 2 Into the Light, these updates and their content will be free to all players. We want Destiny to be easier for anyone to play or recommend. We want to remove that major barrier to experience, which means we need to talk about the core game itself. The core game is Destiny's always available evergreen activity experience, and we need to fix 2 key things with it. Approachability. First, Destiny is too complex. With literally hundreds of activities, you practically need a PhD to decide what to play and how to get the rewards you're looking for. We're going to start by modernizing our activity UI. The director, to make it easier for players to find and launch into great activities, and we're reworking our reward model to make all these activities offer meaningful rewards. Our deep dive on activities and rewards will go into more details. So they're basically saying, we made the portal to basically go, hey, if you want to just fire up something quick, here you go, and it will have all these other things to benefit your rewards. Gear and challenge should matter. Even great activities stop mattering if the challenge dries up and the rewards aren't worth it. So we're currently investing in a greatly improved challenge customization system to let players of any skill find the right challenge for them, with rewards that improve based on the challenge level you take on. These simply won't just be simple damage increases either. The team is cooking up some great gameplay modifiers that give enemies some exciting tools to mix things up on every run. We'll have a deep dive coming soon to share off some of these new threats. As for rewards, there will be higher tiers of legendary gear. Think adept weapons and artifice armor. That will be available from these higher challenge ranges from wider activities, both PvE and PvP. So there's the possibility that when you're doing Trials of Osiris and you go flawless, there's a possibility of you getting artifice armor. Or same with PvE. If you get like the highest possible score in like a Nightfall with your team, there's a possibility of you getting not only a possible adept weapon, but also artifice armor. That's what that says to me. Will that be the case? Who knows? These 2 changes will help the core game experience be easier to drop into, and much deeper in terms of variety and pursuit of personal mystery. And they are the starting point for the ongoing changes aimed to continue to improve Destiny in these regards. Allison Yours. Hi, I'm Allison. I am the narrative director for Destiny 2. I'm a fresh face at Bungie. I started doing narrative direction for Seasons in fall of 2022, and my first D2 expansion was Destiny 2, The Final Shape. We're proud of the final shape and the ending we created for the Lightness and Darkness saga, and we knew that the episodes would follow would act as an epilogue, tying up the light and dark's hanging threads, but also setting us up for what's next. These episodes close doors and open new ones, purposeful ones, storylines that are yet to prepare us for set in place to prepare us for what's to come. And what is our new saga? You'll see teases of it in the later two episodes, and then fully kick off with Codename Apollo. The next saga is based around a core theme, much like the Light and Darkness did. It will introduce us to plenty of new characters, factions, twists, and more. And there's a lot more here we will say eventually, but we don't want to spoil the journey for you. This is a multi-year journey, one we can't wait to take you on. Our first expansion, codename Apollo, is a non-linear, character-driven adventure. What do we mean by codename Apollo is non-linear? Previously, in stories like The Final Shape, you experience the story from as A to B to C to D in a nice straight line. In codename Apollo, our story takes place over dozens of threads that you'll explore and discover. When you land on a brand new location, the story starts at A. Then you can choose if you want to explore C first, or try to get into B, and then investigate D. And the options you didn't choose, don't worry. Those other options are still open to you and for you to go back through. The more you play and discover, the more the story progresses. So experience a certain number of threads opens up the next part of the story. The order in which you explore is something you choose, but we have built Codename Apollo in a way that the story always makes sense in the flow from beginning to middle to end. There's no time gating, there's no waiting for the next drop. Codename Apollo's story unfolds based on player progression. Destiny is at its best when it's mysterious, weird, and not afraid to try new things. This shift to a non-linear story isn't something we're locking ourselves into, but it's a structure that fits Codename Apollo best. The narrative structure of the releases that follow will be quite different. A structure to suit that game's experience, and we want to continue to innovate with each expansion, both gameplay and narrative. So they're basically saying that, like, all the story stuff will make sense as you go, but as you go, you may learn things that previously, like, shocked you or changed you. So, like, you'll start at A, and then, like, if you want, you can just go to this next one. And you don't know where that's at, or this one and that one, or this one and that one. Okay. Jesus. This all sounds like a big change, and it is, because when the rhythm of our story becomes predictable, or when the characters in our world fail to change, that's how we create a situation, not a story. So how can we innovate? By telling a story that keeps up with our innovation, not one that slows it down. That means an evolving world, giving space for new characters, growing and evolving factions, making sure the story we tell is in a world that we have nurtured, and the characters who grow in turn. We believe in rewarding that player for paying attention without punishing someone for not knowing something. That way, everyone gets to come along for the ride, no matter how deep into the lore they are. You'll see that approach starting with episodes and continuing the new multi-year story. So, when we think about a multi-year arc, what does it look like? Think of it as a constellation of stories united by a single theme. We will show you what that theme is later, but suffice to say, we believe in it. Think of this multi-year arc as a web, not a line. Each release fits into a larger saga, and we can't wait to take you. The story is easy to spoil, so I won't ruin the details on what the theme of Codename Apollo is or what it's about, but I will give you something to look forward to. Apollo ends with the narrative gasoline that will propel us to the next years with a clear theme goal and a destination that won't come to you as a straight line, but will be well worth the trip. It will reward you, it will surprise you, it will take us places Destiny has never been before. See you when the time is right. And with that, we come to a conclusion. Well, a new beginning, really. Over the next few months, we'll be dishing up more deep dives and engaging in more conversation. We have no doubts the above breakdown of Codename Frontiers will spawn far more questions than we can answer. We'll be looking forward to keep you up to date as we take flight. Keep an eye on the deep dive section that will be adding links further in topics. Thank you again for joining us on our first 10-year journey in Destiny. We've been through so much, battling the darkness, stopping the witness. Now it's time to look at the stars again. Time to imagine, to dream big, and explore what our futures can be within this universe. We have our heading and hope to see you join us along the way. Destiny 2 development teams. For mentions of all free content, some content on the PS5 will require this. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's kind of talk about some of these things. First off, so Apollo. This will be the introductory, web that they create. It will have, it will introduce us to all these new things. Seasonal updates, that'll be free. So it's not like how kind of is now. So if you want to do the story, like basically, if you want to get into like the new stories, locations, mission, new weapons, new gear, and the new raids and dungeons, you need these expansions. But if you just want to do like new and reprised activities, get new gear and artifact mods, do the new modifiers and challenges, and try the new sandbox, do the new events, major updates is for you. And getting the exotic weapon ornament and the getting legendary and armor ornaments, that's great. So basically, it's saying that if you want to be free to play, but you want to play something like Destiny, you don't have to worry about getting the expansion. You can just go to this and just have your fun. And then if you want to go, oh, hey, I really like this. Let me get the expansion and everything. And then you get all this stuff. It's not like how it is now where it's like, well, you gotta just, gotta buy this to get this. I think going to 2 expansions, one, it should hopefully feel better for us. You're like, oh, you can get the free weapon and it's an ornament, but like if you want to go deeper into it, you go for the expansion. So it's kind of like, okay, so like it's like, oh, I don't want to get Apollo and everything because I'm not liking what they've shown or what changes they're making. I just want to play Destiny and not care about that. You can do that. Because the summer of next year will be the start of this. But if you do care about stuff, like how I do, you'll get the expansion and then you got all this. And then, by the time winter comes through, you got this. But let me say this. Am I excited for what Destiny has to offer after reading both the core game activities, rewards, and reading stuff from the portal? I am, but I'm wary. I'm wary for one specific reason. If they don't show that this isn't just about them trying to make more money in a year, because they know with this yearly expansions that they really haven't made probably the most money. So going to 2 expansions would probably give them more of oh, hey, this could make us money. Because that's how it was before. It's like, oh, I got Warmind. So there's that. We got Warmind at some point down the line. Then eventually we got Forsaken. And then it was after Forsaken, we got all this stuff. And then Shadowkeep was now we're going to do yearly. Now we'll do yearly. So then it was Shadowkeep and everything and all that stuff. And then Mark Beyond Light, and then, the Witch Queen, then Lightfall, now the Final Shape. I think going away from the yearly expansion will keep things fresh, but hopefully it's not like how it currently is. If you kind of get what I'm saying. If you're a person who just wants to play the game and not have to worry about the expansion stuff, like you just want to play PvP, or you just want to do, the new activities or reprised activities, just get new gear, get the new mods, try the modifiers, try the challenges, see what the sandbox is like, do the new update, do the events. Yeah, the free path here is perfect for you. If you just want to play the game. If you're not someone that's like, oh, well, I'm not really big into like the story or this event, and I don't want to do dungeons or raids. I just want to play. Perfect for you. If you're someone that cares about all this, it's going to feel more fresh to you. But at the same time, this freshness shouldn't come at a cost that's going to hurt you. So going away from annual expansions, good. 2 medium-sized ones at some point during the year is great. And as long as they allow you to kind of delve deeper into the world to actually see everything, awesome. And hopefully this means better storytelling for us. With the seasonal stuff, there's all this. So, like, starting in the summer of 2025, codename Arsenal. Hopefully Black Armory comes back finally. Sorry, you can't have the name Arsenal and not tell me that Black Armory is coming back. It's just, no. Nope. I do hope that, though, with all this, we can see new things. Hopefully. But yeah, Red Faction, that's it for me. I'm going to get this video updated. This is almost like an hour long thing. So, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me rant, ramble, and... Oh, yeah. Hey, Bungie, by the way... Let me come here. Okay, just let me talk to you. Okay, hold on. This right here. Okay, this needs to be improved greatly, and I mean greatly. Because if this doesn't get improved, what's the point in having it there at all? There's none. If you don't add at least 2 new things to this, one, you take Gambit and you separate it like how you had it before. There's Gambit, there's Gambit Prime. Gambit will be your baseline. Okay, so you can still do the whole 100 motes and everything, and that's great. That's great. Maybe change how the invasion portal works, so where it's not like, if you don't want to deal with the PvP aspect of it part, but you want to get like a better modifier, you can change it to where when you do damage to the Primeval, one person can go in, and let's say they kill a bunch of envoys in there, because you have the envoys being set to wizards, so they they're taken, they're either solar, arc, or void. How about you change the taken to also include stasis and strand, but do not have the ones be that are locked to prismatic. Do not do that. Also, eventually you need to add the dread to this, because now they don't have a freaking leader. So all it takes is, someone going, yeah, let's found a way to get some dread on my hands. That should be added. And then have Gambit Prime be the one that you have the Invader on there. So you'd still have regular Gambit, how Gambit plays. Heck, you don't even have to call that other one Gambit Prime. You just have Gambit, and then this other thing, this other game mode. Gambit, I don't know. Wanted, outlaw, notorious. Have something for it. If you call this your beloved game mode, but you haven't added anything, and you only added 3 new things with this expansion of a map that should have never gone away. Yeah. You took away, and Beyond Light, you took away 2, of our maps. Then you gave us 1 back. But then for lore reasons, you didn't give us the other one back. Yeah. We have some ideas ranging from closer integration to the Crucible category. No, it's a hybrid. And to standalone events that feature it? No. No. Gambit, okay. Putting it in, not having it in the Portal category, you could not have it in the Portal category whatsoever. Just give us stuff for it. You don't need to do this. All you need to do is split them, have one be more focused to PvE, and one to more focused for the PvE PvP part. So if you want to be like, well, in the Crucible category, we'll take this Gambit redacted, we'll put it into the Crucible category, but we'll allow people to still do PvE, but they can experience the PvP part as well. Then you can have the other one, the one that's more centered around PvE, but you're still competing against people that they just can't directly affect you like they do currently in, something else. Because Gambit is your only 4-player based activity. Okay? It's not like trying to solo flawless a dungeon or a raid or an exotic mission. It's not a 3-player activity like your strikes and your seasonal activities and how your story stuff works or dungeons work. It's not a 6-player activity like Crucible or a raid. It's not offensive. It's not like your offensives. It is a 4-player activity. Meaning there should be options for people that want to do more of the kind of onslaught style of things, or the more PvP side of things, like how it is now. If you want Gambit to be good, you need to give it more than just, oh, well, we added 2 new enemy factions that, we introduced, over the last 2 years. Now we have this new one, but we're probably not going to add them until later on. We're also, we don't know if we want to make it more this or more that. Give people an option to do either or. You can still have the competitiveness that Gambit has, that people forget about because the game mode is basically meh. You just need to do something with it, okay? Because, yeah, the hype is like, oh yeah, look at this, look at this, look at this, and then it dies off. Especially with your Pathfinder stuff that you're going to be doing. That's just... I'm not exactly a fan of it, okay? I'm not exactly sitting here thinking, this is going to be great. Look, Gambit, it's going to be fun again. It's going to be like how we remember it. No, it's not. The same thing there also needs to be a way that we get better rewards from it. This Portal category helps everything but Gambit. Because now it's like, well, now the only thing that we can offer for Gambit is one reprised weapon that we took away, or we're adding a new one that you're not going to care about, new armor, a shader, an ornament for a weapon that you'll probably dismantle for legend for enhancement cores, and guess what? A title that we haven't updated in 13 seasons. Yeah, Dredgen 12 here. Remember I got my Dredgen title, and the first time I could guild it, I was so happy, but you haven't done with it. There was the Reckoner, the Reckoning, and you had that. That was great because it meant go in here to play Gambit, go here to get better rewards, rinse, repeat. There you go, have fun, enjoy yourself. Now it's just like, well, I might want an ornament for this weapon, so I'll get it because if you chase, doing certain challenges, you try to do most of the stuff. But this, no, this, fix it. Don't be like, well, we don't know what to do. And don't listen to people that say delete it either. If you call this our plan for this beloved game mode, you're still figuring out your plan. Don't listen to people that say just delete it. Add things to it. Give it a better rewarding challenge. Heck, if you want to put it into the portal, give us a game mode that's actually going to reward us for it. None of this, well, it's tied to the event and there's challenges in the event, so you could play Gambit and get this stuff from it. No, don't do that. Just make it rewarding. Make it rewarding and challenging, but also open. If there are people who enjoy playing the Gambit experience, but they don't like the whole PvP part of getting invaded or having to worry about invading, they should have something for it. Okay? If there's the people that like doing the PvP part of it, that like the fact that there's a possibility of them being able to do something, there's that. It should also be about going for having the best way to filling up your bank, but also stopping the enemy team. Heck, you could have it be a portal for the people that just want to do PvE. A portal where someone goes in there, they clear out Wade's ads, they kill this like high value target, and it begins this thing where you have to go back to this random area, find this enemy, kill it to do more damage. Because your damage will then be stunted. Basically like saying you're locked, like the Primeval Slayer perk that you get is almost like cut down by 1. Because this enemy was able to get a portal to do this. And now like when portals go, it's like, oh, here's this taken, but now here's a high value target you have to kill. Because if you just kill all the blockers, it doesn't give this whole sense of like being wary of your location. And then the other one could just literally be like how Gambit is now. Just, give us a sense of like there's not so much urgency. Or one where I can care about where this is. I'm just saying, okay? That's my 2 cents on it. I know I wanted to end it, but I did want to touch on this. Because it's something I care deeply for. I am the Dredgen VTuber, for fuck's sake. With that being said, Red Faction, I will see you later. I will get this uploaded. Y'all have a great day. See you on Wednesday for a little bit of Genshin fun and other stuff. So that being said, guys, see you later. Have a great day.